cannot get in my way, you cannot drop in my lane. Tires is burning the pain, you don't have nothing to say.
Every time David steps in the ring, I'm very concerned for the opponents, you know, the sparring partners, but at the end of the day, we have to do it, you know. You know, these guys are taking a lot of punishment, but we gotta be at our best. November 22nd, this is a fight.
What's up, guys? I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. We're right here back in the gym. We got our next upcoming fight against Zurdo Ramirez, Cinco de Mayo weekend, and you know, I'm gonna give you guys a little preview of what's gonna happen. Well, good. I'm very excited going up to capture two more titles. So I'm very excited, man. Cruiserweight will come. So May 2nd, tune in, baby.
Recuerden, amigos, no se les olvide, 5 de mayo, el monstruo mexicano regresa a Las Vegas, Nevada. Zurdo Ramirez, 2 títulos. No se lo pierdan.
The stage is meticulously set for the monumental clash on May 2nd, perfectly aligned with the high-energy Cinco de Mayo weekend. David Benavidez is preparing to step into the ring again.
Not a sparring. You want to spar David? That's what you're gonna do. Either you get better or you're just gonna get hurt.
I got the feel in my veins, trust me, I'm making a name. We are not one and the same, I am on top of the game. I got out the line on my brakes, and that's what the drive is insane. Heart of a champ, adrenaline rushes is numbing the pain. I just been bringing the heat, I just been bringing the
Right now we're at the boxer gym, the main gym. We got some sparring in. It's a good opportunity to show the fans some good boxing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they get excited to see me. I give them some rounds and I leave them wanting for more. So, you know, people are definitely gonna tune into the fight. So I'm able to perform in front of the fans before the fight. So we had a great day, did some good sparring, and yeah, man, keep working.
Working in our camp, everything's going well, super excited, motivated, and everything's going super good. We're almost like about 2 months away from the fight, and no cuts, no injuries, everything's going as planned. I think we're ahead of the plan, and super excited, super happy with everything's going on.
Despite entering this bout as the definitive betting favorite, David Benavidez is refusing to leave anything to chance. He is currently deep in the trenches of his training camp, pushing his physical limits and sweating out every drop of effort in the gym. There is a specific reason why the Mexican Monster is regarded as the most feared boogeyman in the sport. Today, we can witness it firsthand as his devastating hand speed and bone-crushing power connect with surgical precision during his sessions. However, achieving glory won't be a walk in the park. Standing directly in his path is Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, a man who is incredibly hungry to silence the doubters.
Fuerte. Cambio.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
Cambio.
I think he will do great because he's a big guy, he's strong. It's interesting to see him in 175. I mean, I want to see him with the best, and I think he can be a world champion. He's my friend, but in the ring, we want to fight with the best, right? And he's one of the best, and I want to fight with the best too. It will be exciting in the ring because it's two Mexicans in the ring. I mean, it's exciting, and I have a lot of respect for him, for his family, the dad, and I know them, all of them. We've been training for so many years, but I mean, we agreed to fight each other, but eventually, I think will happen.
Come on, Zurdo, let's go! Time.
As the footage clearly demonstrates, Zurdo Ramirez is absolutely no pushover and represents a unique, complex challenge for David. While Ramirez might not possess the raw, explosive speed or the one-punch knockout power of Benavidez, his massive physical frame and sophisticated technical abilities could present significant problems for David inside those four ropes. It is a difficult puzzle, but certainly not an impossible one, especially since David has accumulated years of experience fighting opponents with diverse styles. During their most recent press conference, the Mexican Monster provided deeper insight into their past sparring sessions, explaining why this professional collision was always inevitable. Benavidez emphasized that he has never taken the easy road in his career. He views this specific fight as his defining moment to officially become the face of global boxing, noting that the stakes regarding their respective legacies have never been higher. Ramirez echoed this high-level sentiment, acknowledging Benavidez's undeniable prowess while expressing his own burning desire to prove he is the best by defeating the absolute best. Both warriors agree that competing at the cruiserweight limit allows them to fully showcase their natural talent and physical strength without the drain of a massive weight cut. Furthermore, promoter Samson Lukowicz recently recalled the fascinating origin story of his partnership with Benavidez. He shared that he first heard whispers of a young Phenom fighter after Benavidez reportedly dominated legendary sparring sessions in the Virgin Islands. Even though he hadn't seen him fight in a sanctioned bout yet, Lukowicz trusted his veteran instincts and signed him immediately, eventually fulfilling his bold promise to make David the youngest super middleweight champion in history. Lukowicz remains immensely proud of the Benavidez family and their decade-long journey, highlighting David's iron discipline and his rare ability to jump between weight classes as the primary reasons for their historic success.
I saw in an episode of Inside the Ring that you mentioned that you've sparred with like Bivol and Benavidez and Zurdo. Yeah. It was just announced that, you know, Benavidez and Zurdo are going to fight. Give me your insights on what it's like sparring those three and what a fight might look like between Benavidez and Zurdo in your eyes.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? It was all good work with all these guys, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the most I've sparred with, so I only got one sparring session in with Bivol, but Zurdo and Benavidez, like, you know, we spar a number of times, man. I lost count how many times I've sparred those dudes, because I've been sparring Benavidez since he was like 15 when I used to do my training camps in Arizona, in Phoenix. So I would work with him, and then he eventually then would come to Wildcard, and then we'd work at Wildcard. And same with Zurdo. But, you know, the difference I would say is, you know, Zurdo is more, he's more on working on things, you know what I'm saying? And Benavidez is just more, you know, he goes aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And Zurdo does like 10 rounds of sparring. So
okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, Benavidez. Benavidez does. So yeah, man, I think the intensity is just different between them sparring, man. But the thing is, like, since I've sparred with them for so long, we always had good rhythm working together. You know what I'm saying? It was very similar to each other. So But yeah, man, it's really good, man. I think it's a tough fight. I think shit, man. You got to favor Benavidez just because of the volume.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The volume, and I think Zurdo's gonna have to be on his A game. Like it's gonna have to be the best Zurdo in order for him to beat Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to really box well, stick a jab out there, and be in tip-top shape.
Currently, David Benavidez remains the favorite among the odds makers. His vast experience and long list of boxing accolades naturally place him in the lead. Even the industry experts seem to lean toward the idea that Zurdo might struggle to withstand the pressure of the Mexican Monster. Gabe Rosado recently shared his first-hand perspective after sparring with both fighters. Having worked with David since the fighter was only 15 years old, Rosado describes their styles as night and day. He notes that Benavidez brings an overwhelming intensity and a relentless aggression that suffocates opponents. In contrast, Ramirez focuses more on subtle technical adjustments and finesse. Ultimately, Rosado...
Before we go, another fight I wanted to ask you about, champion at light heavyweight, moving up to cruiserweight, David Benavidez taking on Zurdo Ramirez. I guess what's your pick in that fight, if David moving up?
It's a good fight, really good fight. I just think speed with Benavidez probably... maybe be the difference. I think he's got really fast hands. I don't think Ramirez is the fastest. I think the speed, and I don't think Ramirez, neither of them are genuine massive cruiserweight, so I don't think the size will be too much of a factor. Although we've seen head to head and Ramirez looks massive to be fair, considering he both come from 168. But yeah, I just think the speed of Benavidez will probably be... Plus they've sparred a lot as well, so I don't think if Benavidez fancied it too much, he doesn't have to go up to cruiserweight. So the fact that he's choosing to do it means he probably likes how the spars went.
Do you think him coming back, like him talking about coming back down to light heavy, is a negative effect, I guess, of him?
It depends how he goes up in terms of how much natural weight he puts on, and to come right back, it will be tough. Like I feel like ruined Roy Jones coming back from
that's what everyone always uses.
But I don't know. I think it's weird because I think the fight he probably wants to meet Bivol. But then if I was Bivol, I'd want to fight him for his cruiserweight belt rather than this. So I don't know whether does he come back down. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I think he'll go with what he's shown throughout his career, which is I like him. He'll go wherever the big fights are. He was a 168. Canelo had all the belts tied up, so he moved to 175, and now he's moving to cruiserweight. So I think he'll go wherever the big fight is.
Boxing legend Sean Porter also broke down this fascinating matchup, describing it as a must-see offensive shootout. Porter was particularly impressed by Ramirez's recent technical evolution, specifically his improved use of footwork, pivots, and lateral movement. He observed that while Ramirez does occasionally take clean shots, his ring intelligence and ability to reset are top tier. Porter also commented on the striking physical similarities between the two, noting that both men possess a massive stature that towers over many champions in lower weight classes. Because of their natural frames, Porter suggested this fight would be an elite attraction regardless of whether it happened at 168, 175, or 200 pounds. He also touched on the rumored sparring wars between them, noting that despite their mutual friendship, both are willing to go to war professionally. To Porter, this combination of history and aggression makes it one of the most compelling rivalries in the sport today.
Changing in the styles, I saw Zurdo stepping around. I mean, his movement in this fight and his pivots.
Hell of a record,
42-0.
Yeah, 43-0.
Crazy. 43-0. Yeah. But his pivots and the way that he was utilizing the angles after that fourth round was bananas. And after that fourth round, it's like he understood I got to step around and keep working and step around and keep working. I was like, I'm watching. I was like, why are we talking about Benavidez versus Zurdo?
You talk about an offensive shootout would be those two. Did they really? I didn't know that.
They apparently had wars up in Big Bear.
I'm not
Abel
shocked by
Sanchez's
that.
summit. Oh no, I heard that they went to. They're really good friends too. Apparently, but
okay, don't sound like it.
No. As good of friends as they are, they've went to war and they both agreed that they would be down to fight each other. So. One of those friendships.
I would love to see that fight because now we're looking at a 168 we're looking at two 168 fighters who are practically the same size, same build.
Was this Zurdo's third fight at 175?
Third or fourth.
I think
this was
I thought it was his third.
Yeah, third fight. So I feel like he could come
third
back
or fourth,
right,
one of the two.
Be right there at 168 and make that fight happen.
So you think he goes down to 168 or Benavidez goes to 75?
Either or. I like either 75.
or.
I think it just makes sense to go to 75.
They're bigger than most 75 pounders when they move up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both taller than Beterbiev and
However, the trainer for Ramirez, the highly respected Malik Scott, offered a very different and candid assessment. Scott issued a stern warning to the Mexican Monster, asserting that while Benavidez is an incredible pound-for-pound talent, Zurdo Ramirez is currently the best cruiserweight on the planet. Scott predicts that David will taste defeat for the first time in this fight. His confidence comes from what he calls a lack of versatility in Benavidez's previous opponents. Scott argues that most fighters simply fold under David's pressure and allow him to dictate the pace. According to Scott, Alexander Gvozdyk was the only recent opponent who truly forced David to think and adjust. Scott emphasizes that Ramirez is a master of the sweet science who knows how to handle every situation in the ring. He believes that once Benavidez is forced to adapt his strategy rather than just moving forward, the advantage will shift entirely to Ramirez.
Fight somebody who you know, somebody you work with, Zurdo Ramirez. What do you make of that fight? How dangerous of a challenge is David Benavidez?
It's very dangerous, but Zurdo Ramirez is the best cruiserweight in the world, and this right here is going to be not only probably his toughest fight, but he's about to get defeated by Zurdo Ramirez.
What's the difference between the two of them? Why are you so confident Zurdo will handle the business of David Benavidez?
Well, Zurdo knows how to do everything. To me, David Benavidez is an incredible pound for pound, a ring pound for pound, but he's very good at doing what he's doing. I don't see nobody like making him have to adjust. Alex Golshevic, I believe I'm saying his last name right. He's the only one that fought him very well to me. Everybody else seemed to fight him a little bit, on his pace and let him do what he wants.
The Mexican Monster is officially on a quest to make history. This Cinco de Mayo, while Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez might not be the most high-profile name on his resume, he represents a dangerous technical champion who knows David's secrets from their time in the gym together. The question remains, can Zurdo Ramirez cause a massive upset on May 2nd and retain his titles? Or will David Benavidez cruise to a dominant victory in yet another weight class to prove he is truly unstoppable? We would absolutely love to hear your personal predictions for this massive showdown, so please make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this analysis, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our upcoming boxing coverage. Stay tuned, and we will see you in the next video.